Hello, in this video I'm going to introduce you to displacement time graphs, and we're going to look at quite a few different questions covering the different things you might get asked. And I'll timestamp the different parts of the video below so you can skip through to whichever part you'd like to see. For this video it is going to be really useful if you're familiar with the difference between speed and velocity as well as displacement and distance. And if you're not, I'll link my playlist on Kinematics below so you can go and watch my videos on that, then come back and watch this. And if you do find this video useful, please do go over to my channel where I have loads of other maths tutorials. So let's look at this first question. It says the journey of a particle along a straight line is shown below, and we've been given this following displacement time graph. Now notice we have the displacement, which is measured in meters along the y-axis, and then we have the time that's passing measured in seconds along the x-axis. Now to kind of help us interpret this graph, I'm actually going to draw out the motion on this little picture over here. Okay, so notice the particle's moving along a straight line, which means it's moving in one dimension, hence why I've got this line here. And also remember that displacement is a vector quantity, and so it actually matters which direction we're moving in. So I'm going to take movement to the right hand side to be positive movement. So let's look at the first part of motion then. So from 0 seconds up to 3 seconds, it's moving away from where it started until it reaches a displacement of 20 meters. And so that must mean it's moved to the right 20 meters. So let's mark that on. So that's in the first 3 seconds. Its displacement then remains constant for the next 5 seconds. And so that must mean that it's just remaining in the same position. It hasn't moved. It's just remaining stationary for the next 5 seconds. And then from 8 to 11 seconds, its displacement decreases until it hits 0. So that must mean it's turned around and it's coming back towards where it started. Its displacement is decreasing until it's back at 0 after another 3 seconds. And then finally from 11 to 14 seconds it has a negative displacement and it reaches negative 10. So that must mean it's moved to the left a further 10 meters like this until it reaches negative 10 meters. Okay, so that's kind of how to interpret this displacement time graph. Let's now answer some questions from this. So the first question says, when does the particle get back to its starting point? Well, when it's back at its starting point, its displacement is going to be 0. So where are the points on the graph where it has a displacement of 0? Well, at the point t equals 0, but obviously that's where it started, so that's not when it's back to where it started, that's just where it started. So it's back to where it started at t equals 11, so I can write that in. So after 11 seconds, the particle is back to the origin. The next question says, when does the particle move in the other direction? And so if we take a look here, well, remember what we said. From 0 to 3 seconds, it's moving away from the origin. Then it's remaining in a fixed place for those next 5 seconds. And at t equals 8, that is when the particle decides to turn around and decrease its displacement and come back towards where it started. So it must turn around after 8 seconds. So let's mark that on. The final thing for this question is, what is the particle's velocity from t equals 0 to t equals 3? So if we've been given a displacement time graph, we can actually calculate the particle's velocity by looking at the change in displacement divided by the change in time. Because that's going to give us, well, a change in displacement, that's in meters, divided by a change in time, which is seconds. So that's going to give us an answer in meters per second. Okay, so let's calculate it. Well, from 0 to 3, it starts with a displacement of 0 and then goes up to 20 meters. So it's gone a distance of 20 meters. And it's done that in 3 seconds. And so its velocity is 20 over 3, or I guess let's say 6.7 meters per second. And notice that's positive because it's moved in the positive direction. Let's now look at another question. So again, we have the journey of a particle moving in a straight line, but we have a slightly different displacement time graph. So the first question asks us, what is the distance travelled in 15 seconds? Well, maybe it could be useful to have a little diagram again to really emphasize what's happening. So let's say the particle starts here at the origin. So let's draw that on. In the first 10 seconds, it moves to the right by 10 meters. So it's got a displacement of 10 meters. Then from 10 to 13 seconds, its displacement decreases until it must be back at the origin again with a displacement of 0. And then its motion continues for another 2 seconds until it reaches a displacement of negative 8. Which means it finishes its motion minus 8 meters to the left of where it started. So what is the total distance travelled? Well, it moved 10 meters to the right, 10 meters back to where it started, and then 8 more meters to get its displacement to negative 8. And so it's going to be 10 plus 10 plus 8, which means it's travelled a distance of 28 metres. The next part says, what is the particle's displacement after 15 seconds? Well, I could just read that straight off the graph and look at 15 seconds its displacement is -8. Or if you want to look back up here at this picture we drew, well, it started here at the origin at 0 and it finished here to the left at -8, and so its total displacement is going to be -8 metres. And remember, this is a vector quantity, and so I must have that negative sign in front of my answer because it's to the left. Okay, part 3 says, what is the particle's average speed? So to find the average speed, all we need to do is look at the total distance travelled divided by how long it was travelling for. And so remember, in part I, we found the total distance, it was 28 metres. And so to calculate this, I could do the 28 metres travelled divided by, well, it took 15 seconds. And so this gives me an answer of 1.87 metres per second. So that means on average, each second that passes, this particle has travelled 1.87 metres. Let's now look at the average velocity. Okay, and to calculate the particle's average velocity, we look at the total displacement and then divide that by the total time it spent travelling. So the total displacement was -8 metres, so let's write that down, -8 metres, divided by again the 15 seconds that it spent travelling, and this gives me an average velocity of -0.5, say 3 metres per second. And again, it's super important we have that negative sign because velocity is a vector quantity and so the direction does matter. And this is quite a nice example because it emphasises that the average speed might not always be equal to the average velocity. And if you think about it, that kind of makes sense because the average speed is taking into account, well, it's moved 10 metres to the right, 10 metres to the left, and then back again another 8 metres. So that's travelled quite a lot of distance in those total 15 seconds. Whereas our average velocity really only cares that it's gone 8 metres to the left. And so really we're neglecting that extra 20 metres that it has technically travelled. So hopefully this video was useful. If it was, do go over to my channel where I have loads of other maths tutorials, and thanks for watching.